say hold up, cock my glizzy, bang, bang.
G'day, I'm Nathan from Fabulous Fab. This is my workshop manager Morgan, and everyone knows the marketing guy Zach. So, the purpose of today's episode is a simple Q&A on one of our best-selling products at the moment, which is our 4-inch exhaust tip conversion for the next-gen Ranger Raptor. Basically, we get absolutely smashed with inquiries about these, and what we're going to be doing is answering our most popular questions in this YouTube episode.
Kick it off.
Let's go.
Question 1 from Jared on Instagram and 487 others.
Actually?
The same. It'll be up there. Online inquiry form. Will this affect my modes?
Perfect question. You want to answer it or shall I?
I can
Yeah,
gladly
let's go.
answer it, mate. Absolutely not. As far as the modes you have that you can select on your steering wheel, the tailpipes that we put on, they only delete the resonator after those valves. So essentially, once you put these on, all the modes up to Baja mode will pretty much sound identical to your factory exhaust. So there's next to no decibel increase with our pipes versus the stock pipes. It's only in Baja mode that you'll find you'll have a much greater sound, and it's not offensive either.
And so to expand on that, the reason for that is because of where the valves are located in the car. Probably the best way to explain it is the modes on the steering wheel for the exhaust note are directly related to the exhaust valves, which are located halfway down the car, which is just behind the muffler. Now, we do have another YouTube episode that covers us cutting the muffler open. We also knocked the exhaust off at the back of the muffler, so that way we could actuate the valves and see directly into them. And what we have found, to expand on what you said about the noise level increase, is when you delete the resonator, you would expect it to get louder naturally. However, this isn't the case in the Raptor, because in any other mode other than Baja mode, they open anywhere between sort of 5 degrees to 45 degrees. So the amount of exhaust gas actually getting to the resonator is substantially less. And so that's why they make the most amount of difference in Baja mode, because in Baja mode, it's an actual representation of how much exhaust gas is actually getting to the back of the car.
So to summarise that, no.
No, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That was the long version.
No, and this is why.
Yeah. Fair call. All right, Mo from Dubai on YouTube. Can I install these myself at home?
100% you can. So, when we originally developed these, so the first set we ever did was on a good customer of ours, Evan's car. They were welded to his tailpipes, and after we saw the initial success or
Interest,
thank you,
from once his car got posted up, there was a lot of interest generated from that.
So we decided that at that point, this is going to be a well-selling product and we need to make it as easy as possible to fit. How did we do that?
So from that point, we discovered that we could literally just make a cut before the resonator. Because they're slip jointed pipes, you can just undo two 15mm bolts, undo the slip joint, pull the exhaust off. If you were to be like putting these on at home, essentially all you're going to need is an angle grinder if you're good with a 1mm blade and can get a nice straight cut. We do it on the bandsaw, however, to give us a perfect repeatable cut every time.
You could probably do it on a drop saw as well, right?
Yeah, realistically, like anything you have at your disposal to get a nice straight cut where it needs to be cut, which is disclosed in our fitting instructions that are provided with the pipes. You cut the resonators off, we then tack the V-bands on that are supplied in your kit. And then you test fit to make sure where you've cut is exactly where it's supposed to be. And then after that, you can either MIG weld or TIG weld. We prefer to TIG weld because it's a lot cleaner, and it means there's no spatter on the V-band, because that's your sealing face. And once you've welded the V-bands on, you fit them up, align them within spec, and that's it.
So to simplify all of that, this is the factory part. Cut it off here as square as possible. These are the V-bands that are attached to our kit. One side of the V-band is on our tailpipe, the other side you weld to here. So cut, weld, fit it back up, put the clamp back around it, done. TIG it, MIG it, stick it. You can pretty much do anything other than use
Soldering iron.
Glue.
Or glue. Yeah.
Tapes out. Play-Doh. Fuck, you're done. You're out of a job.
But yeah, that's about it, eh?
So really, you can do it at home, but you'd want some basic welding experience.
Yeah. And generally, you will need a welder. It's a welded item.
And everyone's got a mate that's a fabricator in 2023, so surely you'll be fine.
Look on Marketplace.
That's a very good point.
Question 3, we sort of already covered this, but is how loud are these? So you guys already touched on, you don't really notice a sound difference until Baja mode. Reiterate that. Episode 3 on our Raptor build series is actually where we cut open, explained all the valving, explained the noise differences. So really,
As far as I feel like how loud are these is not trying to discredit the question, but it's almost like how long's a piece of string.
Yeah.
How do we measure?
Like,
maybe the difference in sound to be expected from a stock setup.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I suppose then in every other mode other than Baja mode, the amount of change that you'll notice is very minimal.
Yeah.
In Baja mode, and this is a very good question, what we
decibel
should do is
difference.
decibel
Yeah,
test it.
I feel like that's something we definitely need to do is decibel test, but I feel like after having done the snorkel silencer testing with decibel readings, I feel like the exhaust note is not a great difference louder. Like,
You reckon
I would,
like 2 or 3 maybe in Baja?
yeah, maybe. And like as far as the percentage goes, I would say I reckon it's around 15% louder than factory in
So-
Baja mode only.
Yeah, right. So well within the legal limits of Australia.
Correct,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not offensive. It's not droney. Like you could run your car in Baja mode all day, every day, and drive down
And
the
be
highway with
fine,
your family
yeah.
and be completely fine.
Sweet.
So,
And so, no, I think that's enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
All
not
right.
offensive.
Not offensive. is
Question
good.
4, I love this one. Pool Guy 34. Should I just wait for the full exhaust system that you're releasing?
No. Buy it now. No, look, so one thing that is imperative to the next steps of the exhaust that we will be producing is for them to be modular. So at any stage of your modification journey with your Raptor, you'll be able to purchase any one of our products and know that it's going to fit up to completely stock, somewhat already modified. And the other thing that we are doing is making sure that all of our products fit up to the factory flanges. Even if you bought someone else's dump pipes, for instance, as long as they made up to the factory dump pipe back exhaust, you'll be able to run our section. So if you've already got dump pipes from someone else and you look at our mid pipe and go, that's awesome, I really want that, as long as they've made it the same way we make our products, it'll be completely fine.
Dramas.
Right. So quality products designed to work with other quality products or OEM stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct,
essentially.
yeah.
And I think if depending on what his question was asking, I think we are going to design so that if you already have these pipes, our mid-pipe section will mate up
Correct,
to
yeah.
these already
Because
existing if you've purchased them.
Backwards and forward compatible is
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
was asking.
Yeah.
what I think we're not going to do is make a twin 3.5 inch full system. Like, because, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that there's going to be dramatic power increases. I think all the power increases will be made in the muffler and the downpipes. So going from 2.5, which is what it is from factory, to 3.5, I don't know if we're going to see that much difference. I could be completely wrong. We're going to work on improving the downpipes and the muffler so that way it is fully interchangeable. We're not going to make, I don't think we're going to make a full exhaust that is a twin 3.5 inch system the whole way through, because it's just not.
I don't think it's needed.
I don't think
to
it's
be
needed.
twin turbo,
Yeah.
turbo frames.
We could be wrong.
Slightly
We could be
smaller.
proven wrong, but for the moment, buy it as you like.
Right. Next question, David Clark from Facebook. Will this affect my warranty?
Absolutely not. So, very thankfully, we have had a customer in Sydney had an exhaust fitted by a supplier down there, and I think he was a lawyer or a barrister or something. He went back to Ford and said, look guys, I've just had this modification done. Will this affect my warranty? Ford said absolutely not. He got that in writing. So that's what we're going with. But it's, yeah, no, it won't. You're not dramatically changing the exhaust.
No, and you're not going to see a horsepower increase.
No,
with these.
correct,
Like
yeah.
these are a visual item, and they're there to make your Raptor look a lot nicer. Like the factory pipes, just everyone has said the same thing to me. Every time I fit a set of these, the customer comes in and goes, I don't know what Ford was thinking. They're ghastly. The reason why people are fitting so many of these is because it fits the car and it looks like it's meant to be on the car.
Including our mate Russell Ingle, ever heard of it?
Oh, you mean the guy that did the burnout on the door way better than Shane Van Gisbergen?
Well, and there were some pretty lean years in this championship for Ford, but they have locked up 1, 2 and 3 in this championship. They'll be celebrating that, no doubt. Darryl?
Ross Stone.
Sorry, Shane.
Shane, if you've got a Raptor, get in touch.
I'm going to be getting death threats.
yeah.
Good thing he's moved to the US.
Zach with a H from Northern. I did add that, but he spelt it wrong. From Northern Beaches, New South Wales. How many mufflers are deleted and what's a resonator? So I think that's a fair question because a lot of these guys be talking in lingo that they might not understand.
Good
why
point.
am I deleting a resonator? What does it do?
So that is all we're getting rid of. And so that is the resonator, also referred to as a hot dog if you're a bit old school.
If you want a straight through flow path muffler, hot dogs are the one to go for because they also don't knock out that much noise, whereas a muffler actually chokes the system a bit to achieve its sound dampening, whereas this is just a perforated piece of tube with some packing on the inside to stop noise resonance as it goes through.
To expand on that again, the resonance is a good thing. So basically what a resonator's job is to change the sound, not reduce
Not
it.
reduce it,
or muffle it.
drastically. Yeah.
And so how it does that is, so like Morg said, perforated tube on the inside, there's packing here, either stainless or fiberglass, and so because you make it denser, you make the sound deeper. So by deleting the resonator, what we find in Baja mode is it gets a little bit raspier.
Yeah.
I have read a few comments on some Facebook pages that the boys reckon that they sound best. It's sort of like half throttle under load. But yeah, so basically by deleting the resonator, you are making the exhaust less dense, a bit tinnier, a bit raspier, a bit racier, and this is all we're getting rid of, one of these either side, right at the back of the car.
Cool.
And so the center muffler obviously still stays.
Retains it.
Yeah.
Next question is Lee from IG Instagram. Can I return this to stock if I was going to go sell the car? So I'd like to answer this one.
Cool.
As the marketing
Let's
guy.
go, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got two options here. Could we not just sell them another one of these V-bands? And you
100%.
could V-band the stock situation and just clip it back on?
Exactly.
Cool, answered, bang.
Yeah, literally.
You want a job in the workshop?
Definitely, yeah.
How are you on the welder?
Yeah.
I've seen you on a nylon hammer. Not good. Remember the vice banging?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really fun.
Zach with no K or H from Fabulous. This is actually me. We've covered the build of the V2 exhaust. Can you please cover what the main differences are? So this is actually the V2 version.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
correct.
true.
So yeah, I asked this because the world hasn't seen these yet.
Good
Talk
point.
me through them.
You can.
So essentially with version 1, when we first started these, it was obviously the first set we made was
I'll
on
go grab
Evan's
them.
car.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Wait, where are they? Down there.
Down the other end of the workshop, on the ground in my toolbox. So essentially when we first started making these, they were made out of ulti-bends and stainless tube with one conical reducer because that was the easiest way that we could make them in the workshop at the time. After realising the popularity of these, we started trying to refine the process a bit, and that's when we started look at mandrel bending. So now, on top of them being aesthetically, improved, they're a lot smoother. They do look a lot nicer, and also we've stepped away from the flat bar bracket and gone to a laser cut item with our logo in it. So if you look at the differences as to what Nathan's holding, so Nelson's car, which is sitting right here, this is his original set, and they've been on his car for, I'd say, 4 or 5 months.
Be a while,
Ish,
yeah.
yeah.
Been up Beer O'Clock Hill.
Yeah, and so as you can see, they're bent, they're purge fused, and also the flat bar bracket instead of the laser cut bracket. What we found is this is going to improve our manufacturing time, and 2, it looks a lot nicer. Like as far as the end product goes, it's something I think we're both really happy about because
I agree, yeah.
it looks finished to a standard that we want.
And I think going back to what you said before is that probably one of the most repeated comments we hear is that they look so unfinished from factory. And while this made them look better, this makes them look like how they should have left the factory. In my opinion, this is a OE spec. It's
replacement.
We couldn't have made this better if we tried. And it looks better than factory, which is the aim with all of our products that we're developing for the Raptor is to make them, and again, sorry Ford, but to make it's better than what it leaves the factory. That was very big-headed one.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but hey, we're backing it up. Question 7. This is from Nathan from here.
Oh, from me?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Preempting questions. I've got a V1.
Yeah.
Can I have a V2, please? Can I switch it over?
Look, yeah, you can, but because of the popularity of these, we run into some very, very unexpected supply issues.
So essentially from V1 to V2, we ran into supplier issues due to us not realizing the popularity of these. And I think also with our suppliers as well, that 2.5-inch V-bands aren't really commonly used, especially in Australia, because most import cars are 3-inch and up.
Yeah.
So everyone's stocking larger numbers of those, and we were finding that we were actually cleaning everyone out of 2.5-inch V-bands. So we stepped away from this brand of V-band, and we moved to another supplier, which we've found has been able to provide us a lot more stock, similar if not better quality, still a quick release V-band. The only differences is that with the V1 V-band, so the version 1 V-band has the machined V in it actually, and the male and the female, and it locates that way, whereas the new V-bands we have are just a stepped flange, so it's just got the
step bands.
I don't want to make up my own fucking word.
So to look at, they look the same, but like Morg said, on the inside they're not. We could try it. You could try it. You could.
Marketing should.
Marketing should try it.
Yeah.
I agree.
What are we trying?
You know what? We'll do some research. No, look, see? Yeah.
There's just
You
no
can't-
way.
No.
No. Marketing answer, no.
It's not
Yeah.
going to work, and essentially with the quality of these things and the price of these cars, like if you wanted to book in for swapping them out, we'd have to cut and extend too, because these V-band, the version 1 V-band is actually a lot skinnier, and version 2
True,
is a
that's
lot
also a good
longer.
point,
So
yeah.
we've changed lengths of the tube as well to suit the new V-band. So essentially it's not a direct replacement. You cannot swap version 1 with version 2.
My recommendation would be going back to something that I've heard from guys who have safari or plastic snorkels and want to run a stainless snorkel. What I've seen a heap of people do with wanting to go from plastic to stainless, it involves getting a new guard. Easiest way to do that, jump on one of the 400,000 Facebook pages for your model car and go, hey guys, I've got a 23 Ford Raptor. I want to swap this kit for a stock set of tailpipes. You could sell this secondhand, $600, $700, $800, put stock tailpipes back on it, and then put version 2 on if you're that way inclined.
Yeah.
So that would be my recommendation. If you really, really wanted these, just swap your stock tailpipes to someone and start fresh.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there will be a good return on investment in these. Their secondhand value should be fine.
And at its core, it's the same part. We've just slightly improved the aesthetics of
Yeah,
it.
just aesthetically,
Yeah.
it looks better.
Cool. All right, last question. We get this one a bit. It might seem a bit silly, but Adrian from NZ, can I get these to fit my next gen Ranger? So are they compatible with the Ranger?
No.
They're not.
So,
And are we going to bring out exhaust for the Ranger?
yes.
We are.
No and yes. I suppose it's probably like a common misconception that these are a Ranger. And in fairness, the old ones were.
Yeah.
They were a Ranger
they
with a
were
body kit.
Wider Ranger, yeah.
But the next gen Raptors are a completely different chassis, driveline. Pretty much the only thing that is Ranger on a next gen Raptor is the cab. That's it. They're their own car apart from that. So while they do carry next gen Ranger, they're kind of not. So the next gen Ranger is obviously turbo diesel. They've got a single exhaust as opposed to the Raptor, which is twin.
And it just comes out over the diff and dumps right
Yeah.
at the spare tyre
Yeah.
in the next gen Ranger, whereas these have the twin system that runs pretty much the whole way down the car and exits out and through the cutouts in the rear bar. So yeah,
Completely different platform.
Yeah.
We do have something coming for the Ranger.
Yeah, look, it won't be
Like
this,
Yeah.
but we will be developing a system for the Ranger for sure.
Look, that's all the questions, but I think we do see a lot of inquiries, a lot of questions. So if you've got something that you want answered, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
And we'll do more of these Q&A type setup. What
I
do you
agree.
reckon?
Yeah, but only if you subscribe. We're only doing more if you subscribe.
Yeah. If you don't subscribe, that's it.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. No, look, that was really good. So, yeah, I think the next Q&A we should probably cover stock inlet location airbox versus...
Marketing's new car.
And on that note, see you next time.
So close.